So today let us start with the multiplier function. Now multiplier function means what is multiplier in an economy? As we all know that an economic equilibrium exists, means or if we have to understand the economic equilibrium, what we will do, just a minute. दिख रहा है? नॉर्मली हमने क्या देखा, इकोनॉमिक इक्विलिब्रियम और टोटल नेशनल इनकम इज इक्वल्स टू कंजम्पशन प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लस गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर प्लस x minus m, that is net export. This is x minus m, export minus import is called net exports. So now what is multiplier? Multiplier, the concept of multiplier simply indicates that how a change in national product or how a change in your entire income will change into the entire national product, or change in your demand will have an impact on the national product. Simply, as I have earlier discussed about the business cycle and so many concepts I have earlier discussed. Now I am explaining you once again the concept. We know, we have discussed about this concept, that is y is equals to c plus I plus g plus x minus m. This is called our economic equilibrium. So we all know that national income, our total national income, which is y, is equals to consumption. Consumption of whom? Consumption of total, means total population, whatever we are consuming. So this means we are actually, once I am consuming something, my money is going into the economy. Fine. Investment, so it could be investment demand. Government demand, government also spending on the economy only, the money is flowing into the economy. Investment also induces production and employment. And the export minus import, because we export and we import both. Export bhi hota hai, import bhi hota hai. Then in that case the net export, we will take the net exports, that is export minus import. So whatever amount of money is actually coming into the circulation. Now what is multiplier effect? What is multiplier? Now I am telling you in very simple language. First of all, what we do, we generate income or we earn. तो हमारे पहले क्या होता है, income. We generate income minus our consumption. So income minus consumption is equals to savings. Fine. Now our income minus consumption is equals to saving. Now higher the saving, if our saving is high, our investment would be high. The more the saving, the more is the investment into the economy. Now the more the investment into the economy, we can expect of more production capacity enhancement. That means more of production capacity will be expanded and the capacity will be developed, right? Expansion of production capacity and all. So higher the investment, higher would be the production capacity. Higher is the production capacity, higher is the employment of all the resources, and higher is the employment, higher is the consumption demand, right? So we can understand that entire multiplier is actually the change in national product by change in investment demand. So simply we can understand that simple our income level, that is national products, you can say national product or you can say your national income, how it is getting influenced by your entire demand. Because ultimately, see, everything works in a cyclical manner. Higher is the saving, higher is the investment. Higher is the investment, higher will it will generate production capacity. Higher production means higher employment, and more employment means simply more demand, more consumption demand. Now again, more consumption demand means more, again more consumption demand will lead to more production. यहाँ से फिर ये cycle इधर घूमेगी, more production means more employment. This way it will generate. So saving has got a very important impact on the entire multiplier effect. So higher the saving, if it is low, then it will go vice versa. So multiplier effect will only explain you about the how actually entire industrial growth or business increases investment or increases creates more employment. Means entire thing is that how actually investment multiplier is related with the national product and how it is related with the increase in the overall demand. So multiplier means how everything is getting multiplied. Everything is connected. All the components in the national income, that is C plus I plus G plus X minus M, everything is related. So everything starts from the starting from a normal consumer income, it leads to an increase in national product. So if my income is increased and my savings is increased, if I increase means I increases my saving, and it will means if I invest it into productive avenues, then definitely it will help the entire nation to multiply the national product. Is this concept clear? Is this clear? Yes. And
Yes.
yeah. Shreya, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there's also an alternative approach to savings and investment. In the simple Keynesian model, we discussed how consumption and investment can help the economy reach equilibrium. Here we'll discuss how savings and investment help the economy reach equilibrium. Savings as a leakage, we have discussed all this in our circular flow, same thing is there. So now let us move to the economy with government intervention. Now last day we discussed about economy with without government intervention. That means where the government did not intervene. So that time we understood that the economic intervention means without government intervention, the national income was just C plus I plus X minus M. So it means simply consumption plus investment plus export minus import. If government intervened, then our national income would be simply, it would be G. AD, that is aggregate demand, is equals to C plus I plus G. So if in an economy, if the government increases its expenditure, normally government needs to spend, means either through fiscal policy measures or through monetary measures, government actually need to intervene in the economy. With we have discussed now about the circular flow model in economy. We have discussed in the last classes, means few more means last classes, I don't remember exactly. So we discussed that how government induces economy to accelerate production, to increase employment, means how government increases its investment and decreases its investment. So ultimately it is government spending. Government spending on the overall economy. Either government is injecting money into the economy or it is taking out some money from the economy. Right. So overall aggregate demand, if the government inject or government intervene in the economy, then we have consumption plus investment plus government, G, that is government expenditure. Right. So aggregate demand is equals to C plus I plus G. An increase in aggregate demand will have a multiplier effect on the economy. Government spending on productive purposes will create employment opportunities. So now it's simple, very simple. Since government over here, government is interacting or government is intervening. So simply through policy measures, either monetary policy or fiscal policy, government can increase the aggregate demand. If required, government can inject money into the economy, or it can take some money out from the economy simply by implementing its monetary policies and fiscal policies. We'll be discussing about different policies in this chapters only. Monetary policies and fiscal policies. Fine. Now, recessionary situations, if there's a shortfall, recessionary situation means what? Recessionary situations, we have discussed that if this is the business cycle, this situation is the recessionary situation. So now what is recessionary situation? Simply you can observe there is a decline in the demand. The recession situation means what? There will be a decline in the demand. So why there is a decline in demand? As we have earlier discussed about the concept of business cycle, because this is the peak point. Peak point of, that means highest point of inflation. Here we have everything have got the means at the highest level. The price is at the highest level, which is called the peak point, the highest level of inflation. So at this point, the peak point, so we can expect the prices to rise by 50%, 100% maybe. So we can understand simply the savings has declined. Now if the savings decline, investment decline means again the multiplier effect in a reverse manner. Simply here the multiplier effect is got is having an impact in a reverse manner. That means savings decline, so as the investment decline. Investment decline means production decline, and so as the employment and other opportunities decline. Now the employment decline means consumption to decline hoga hi. So this is the recessionary situation, right? Now inflationary situation, again the opposite. This is the inflationary situation. See, it's this has been explained in this model. Yeah, everything is has been integrated into the same model, means everything has been given in the same format. That is how the consumption aggregate demand is increasing. See over here AD1, that is consumption plus investment, then AD2, that is consumption plus investment, then how the national product is increasing, and then it is decreasing. Everything has been given in the same diagram, so it's all the way very confusing. Economy with government, inflationary and recessionary situation. Now equilibrium in an economy with government intervention. As we discussed that economic equilibrium can be achieved with government intervention when you have consumption plus investment plus government expenditure. Now four sector economy. Now in the four sector economy, when the economy is an open economy, that means export and imports are integrated. Here the national income is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Simply consumption plus investment plus government expenditure, and also the export and import. See, export and import will either positively or negatively impact the economy. If there's a surplus, if the surplus of export, that means more of foreign exchange reserve is coming into the economy. That means more inflow of money into the economy. If the export is higher than the import, export ज़्यादा रहेगा import से, then what will happen? Export ज़्यादा रहेगा तो foreign जो हमारा रिजर्व है वो ज़्यादा आएगा हमारे, या मनी इनफ्लो जो है वो हमारी इकोनॉमी में ज़्यादा हो गया. एंड वाइस वर्सा, अगर इम्पोर्ट ज़्यादा होगा तो हमारा पैसा ज़्यादा निकलेगा. ठीक है, तो दोनों ही सिचुएशन, बोथ द सिचुएशंस कैन एडवर्सली अफेक्ट द इकोनॉमी, डोमेस्टिक इकोनॉमी, बिकॉज देयर हैज टू बी अ बैलेंस. हमारा एक इक्विलिब्रियम बैलेंस होना चाहिए. ठीक है, economic equilibrium is very much important. Now we have discussed about the marginal propensity to consume, so let us go through a glossary in very brief manner. Aggregate demand curve, we discuss about aggregate demand. Aggregate demand क्या है? ओवरऑल इकोनॉमी की डिमांड ऑन अ सर्टेन प्राइस, ओवरऑल आप सबको लेकर चलते हो. कंजम्पशन फंक्शन, सिंपली कंजम्पशन जो है हमारा, कंजम्पशन इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. हायर योर डिस्पोजेबल इनकम इज, हायर इज योर कंजम्पशन. नॉर्मल सी बात है ना. इट विल एक्सप्लेन योर कंजम्पशन फंक्शन, विल सिंपली एक्सप्लेन योर data for your consumption at different levels of disposable income, right? डेफिशिएट स्पेंडिंग, कभी कभी डेफिशिएट स्पेंडिंग क्या होती है, गवर्नमेंट नॉर्मली एक हमारे मॉनेटरी पॉलिसीज और फिस्कल पॉलिसीज बनाती हैं, तो उसमें बजट में कभी कभी हमारा एक्सपेंडिचर इज मोर देन द रेवेन्यू हो जाता है. एक्सपेंसेस ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेड होते हैं, एक्सपेंसेस ज़्यादा देन द रेवेन्यू. एट दैट टाइम वी से इट इज डेफिशिएट स्पेंड. इन्वेस्टमेंट डिमांड और इन्वेस्टमेंट डिमांड का, इन्वेस्टमेंट डिमांड का मतलब क्या हुआ, इन्वेस्टमेंट की डिमांड कैसे जनरेट हो रही है, और इन्वेस्टमेंट डिमांड कब. इन्वेस्टमेंट डिमांड मतलब एट डिफरेंट, इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे रिलेटेड है, इन्वेस्टमेंट इज रिलेटेड विद कैपिटल. इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या होगा, पैसे ही इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, पैसे मीन्स कैपिटल हियर. नाउ इन्वेस्टमेंट इज रिलेटेड विद द कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. आप higher the, if I am investing, what will I look into? I will look for lower rate of investment. There are two concept over here. देखो, नॉर्मल सी बात है, जैसे हर एक चीज का डिमांड कर्व होता है. इन्वेस्टमेंट का डिमांड कर्व, इफ आई रिलेटेड विद द कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, देन इट विल बी डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग. व्हाई डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग? बिकॉज हायर द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, यहाँ पे जितना ज़्यादा हायर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट रहेगा, उतनी जो कंजम्पशन डिमांड है या कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट जो डिमांड है वो कमेगी. The capital required for investment, if I am saying, if the interest rate is high, then definitely we understand that demand for investment capital would be low. If the interest rate is high, then demand for investment capital will be low, क्योंकि producers will not take loan and invest at a higher rate of interest. Fine. On the contrary, again you check one another thing. On the contrary क्या होगा देखो, supply will be high. क्योंकि rate of interest is high, so supply will be high. Supply will be more willing to supply capital at a high rate of interest. अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट ज़्यादा मिलेगा तो मैं सोचूंगी चलो एफडी कर दूं एंड ऑल राइट. तो उल्टा रिलेशन आता है यहाँ पर. सप्लायर एक रेट में देना चाह रहा है, सप्लायर सोच रहा है कि भाई जितना हायर हो, मैं एज अ सप्लायर मैं सोचूंगी जितना रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बढ़े उतना ज़्यादा सप्लाई बढ़ रही है. और जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं जिनको इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है विद टेकिंग अ लोन, दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि चलो भाई इंटरेस्ट रेट कम हो जाए. So this simply works in this economic equilibrium जो है for interest rate also works in the same manner. So investment demand या investment demand curve also work in the same manner as that of any other. आप देख लो demand curve जैसे काम करती है. Now marginal propensity to consume, simple सी बात है, the last or the additional intensity. आपकी जो अगर एक इनकम बढ़ रही है तो इनकम से कंजम्पशन कितना इंक्रीज हो रहा है. This is your marginal propensity to consume. मार्जिनल प्रोपेंसिटी टू सेव, सिंपली आपके एडिशन ऑफ इनकम से सेव करने की इच्छा कितनी बढ़ रही है. ठीक है ना. मल्टीप्लायर, मल्टीप्लायर मतलब क्या है, सीधी सी बात है, एक चीज के संग दूसरे वेरिएबल कैसे रिलेटेड है, राइट. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, एक से अगर एक्स पे इम्पैक्ट होता है उसका इम्पैक्ट वाई पे हो रहा है, मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा है या मल्टीप्लायर हो रहा है. टर्म डिनोटिंग द चेंज इन एन इंड्यूस्ड वेरिएबल, इसके कारण ये चेंज हो रहा है. ठीक है, इसको बोलते हैं मल्टीप्लायर. ऐसा ओपन इकोनॉमी, सीधी सी बात है, जहाँ पे इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड होता है और इट इज ओपन विच इंटरैक्ट्स विद द नेशंस टू अदर नेशंस टू एक्सचेंज गुड्स, सर्विसेज एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो ये था हमारा केनेजियन सप्लाई फंक्शन खत्म हुआ, मल्टीप्लायर कॉन्सेप्ट वगैरह